Have you ever looked at someone you love and felt like something was off? Like they weren't quite themselves? Today we're diving into one of the strangest and most unsettling psychological conditions known to us: CAPGRAS delusion. It's a condition where someone believes their loved one has been replaced by an imposter. And trust me, it's one of the most mind-bending experiences a person can go through. Stick around, because what you're about to learn will truly make you question how much we rely on our brains to interpret reality. Imagine looking at your mom or dad, or someone you love deeply, and feeling that something isn't right. They look exactly the same. Their face, their voice, it's all familiar. But inside, something tells you they're not really them. It feels as though they've been replaced by a stranger, by someone pretending to be your loved one. It's terrifying, confusing, and you don't know how to explain it. But you're convinced the person in front of you is an imposter. This is called CAPGRAS delusion. And it's one of the most painful and strange things your mind can do to you. It's as if your brain is playing a cruel trick, making you believe that the people you trust the most are no longer who they seem to be. But they haven't changed. Your mind has. Now imagine feeling this every time you see them. You look into your mom's eyes, and instead of feeling warmth, love, and comfort, you feel cold, distant, and scared. It's like you're looking at a mask that looks like her but is hiding something sinister underneath. You try to convince yourself that it's her, that she's not different, but your brain won't let you believe it. Every smile she gives, every word she says, feels like an act, like someone playing a cruel game with you. People who experience CAPGRAS delusion feel a deep sense of betrayal, even though no one has done anything wrong. Can you imagine what that would feel like? To be trapped in a world where you can't trust your own mind, where you're surrounded by people who look like your family, your friends, but none of them feel real to you anymore. The ones you love most suddenly become strangers, and the comfort of home turns into something scary and unfamiliar. And here's the worst part. It's not just once. It's not a passing thought. It happens over and over again. Every time you see that person, that feeling comes back. The person you love, who made you feel safe, suddenly feels like they've been swapped with a fake. It's as if the person you trusted with your life has been stolen from you, but no one else can see it. No one believes you, and they can't understand the pain and confusion you feel every single day. Your brain is playing tricks on you, confusing your ability to connect what you see with what you feel. You can see the person, but something deep inside you, something emotional, feels completely wrong. And the more you try to fight it, the harder it becomes to accept that it's not real. It's like being stuck in a nightmare where everyone around you wears a familiar face, but none of them are truly who they say they are. Doctors believe this happens because of a disconnection between two parts of the brain. One part recognizes the faces of the people you know, and the other part triggers the emotions you feel for them. But in CAPGRAS delusion, that emotional connection is broken. So, while you still recognize their face, your emotions don't react the way they should. Your brain fills in the gap by convincing you that the person in front of you must be an imposter, because it can't explain why they feel so strange. For the person going through this, it's a never-ending nightmare. It's not just a thought that they can shake off. It's a deep, painful belief that the ones they love have been replaced, and nothing anyone says can convince them otherwise. Can you imagine what it's like to push away the people who love you because you believe they're fakes? to lose the trust and bond you've built with your family because your brain won't let you feel safe around them anymore. People with CAPGRAS delusion often feel isolated, scared, and heartbroken. They don't know who to turn to because no one else can see the world the way they do. To others, it's clear that their loved ones are the same as always. But to someone with CAPGRAS delusion, it feels like they're the only one who can see the truth. And it's terrifying to live in a world where no one else understands that. It's not just confusing for the person who has this condition. It's also heartbreaking for the family. Imagine your mom or dad looking at you and suddenly not trusting you, pushing you away because they believe you're not really their child. Imagine trying to convince them that you're still the same person, but they can't feel that connection anymore. It's painful, it's heartbreaking, and it's something most of us can't even begin to understand. CAPGRAS delusion isn't just strange, it's one of the most painful experiences a person can go through. It breaks the bond between people who should feel the closest, turning love into fear, trust into doubt. The people suffering from it aren't just losing their connection to the ones they love, they're losing the ability to feel safe in their own world. Every face, every voice becomes a question, and they're left feeling alone and terrified in a world full of imposters. But there is hope. While CAPGRAS delusion is rare and deeply painful, with the right treatment, people can begin to rebuild those lost connections. Therapy and medication can help restore that missing emotional link, allowing them to once again feel the love and comfort they've been missing. It's not an easy road, but it's possible for them to find their way back to the people they've lost, and for their families to once again feel like they are truly home. So remember, the human mind is powerful, but sometimes it can turn against us in ways we don't expect. CAPGRAS delusion is one of the strangest and most painful examples of that, but understanding it helps us see just how complex and delicate our minds really are. And for the people who experience it, it's not just a strange fact, it's a daily battle to feel connected to the people they love most. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me on this strange, emotional journey into the world of CAPGRAS delusion. If you found this as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more mind-blowing psychological facts and stories. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.